Hey guys, it's JC, the Gospel Centered Health Coach. Today I'm in my car because it was really the most practical place to have a quiet minute, just share something that I've been chewing on that's really kind of shifted my brain a little bit. So I thought I'd share it. It's the concept of the Sabbath. And why would that even relate to health, right? Why would I be talking about that on a health channel? I mean, I've always looked at the Sabbath very literally. Like it's Sunday, it's the day you go to church, it's the Lord's Day. When we were raising our kids, we valued the Sabbath. Like we would make sure it was a special day. It was set apart. It was different. We didn't do all the other things we did during the week. It was a special family day and we always were in church, stuff like that. And I value that concept so much. But lately I've been reading a book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And I'll link it below. It's by John Mark Comer. But it's on the idea of just slowing down. Talk about needed for our mental, spiritual, physical health. But he has a whole chapter on the Sabbath. And he doesn't treat it literally like I always saw it. You know, like it's just Sunday. It's just when you go to church. It's just that's what the Sabbath is. He treats it as a concept. He talks about how really the word Shabbat, Sabbath, just means to rest, to stop is what he says. And so he was talking about different ways we practice Sabbath throughout the week or anytime we just need to make ourselves stop to find rest. And there was a quote I have to share with you. So it was crazy. He was talking about how odd it is that God has to command us to keep the Sabbath because it's one of the 10 commandments, right? He says, does it strike you as odd? It's like commanding ice cream or live music or beach days. You would think we'd all be chomping at the bit to practice the Sabbath. But apparently there's something about the human condition that makes us want to hurry our way through life as fast as we possibly can, to rebel against the limits of time itself. Listen to this part. Due to our immaturity, dysfunction, and addiction, God has to command his people to do something deeply life-giving, rest. So I've been thinking about ways to incorporate that through the week for my mental health, for my physical health, just to stop. That idea of Shabbat, of just stop, turn off the phone, set it down, close turn off stuff, say no, stop, slow down. And yes, I've been making progress. I talked about that in my video on burnout. But there's one idea that struck me that I was like, ooh, I love that. Okay, so I've been thinking a lot about, I'm part of a Facebook group on a sugar fast. I've also been thinking about how often we talk about doing social media fasts, these fasts where we fast from sugar or we fast from something. And I love those ideas, love them. But here's my problem. A lot of times fasting feels like deprivation. It always has been a hard practice for me. And so I believe in it. And I have practiced, social media fast, sugar fast, whatever. I mean, I am fasting from sugar in my life. I don't really eat it. But fasting was a hard concept for me to get super excited about. But one day when I was contemplating both of those two things that can kind of still, I eat well, but I can still get emotional eating in there. I can still binge on healthy food. I still have days where I have to slow down. Same with social media. I was looking at this idea of Sabbath to stop. And the concept came to mind. I just believe the Lord just dropped it in my little head. JC, every part of every day, offer me a Sabbath with your food and with your social media. Just a point where you wake up in the morning, you don't grab your phone first thing and check Sabbath. I'm going to stop and offer a Sabbath rest for my soul from eating. I mean, how many of us in the Western culture, we just eat all day. Eat, graze, snack in front of the TV at night. We're eating. And I'm starting, instead of seeing it like, I can intermittent fast, which is a good thing. I have a video on that too. What if at night after dinner, I just offer the rest of my day as a Sabbath from food to give my body a rest, to just calm down, get away from that tendency to emotional eat. If I see it as a devotion that I'm offering the Lord, that I'm going to stop grazing. Again, guys, I could do it on healthy food. Some of us have this tendency. It's just food is so comforting. I'm just loving the idea of having a Sabbath part of every day where I stop eating and then I'm done. and I'm offering that as a Sabbath. Or when with my phone, there's certain hours of the day that's a Sabbath practice from my phone. Like maybe the first half hour when I wake up, or the first hour, it's Sabbath. It's stop. I don't know if that makes the concept weird to you, but it broadened it to me. That book, again, I'll link it below, John Mark Comer. It really made me think outside the box on ways for my mental and physical and spiritual health to incorporate this beautiful idea of resting, of Sabbath, that even God rested. Again, we talked about this in my burnout video. You can go watch that, but offer him a Sabbath. Then I don't have to feel like I'm fasting, like I'm holding my breath. Social media fast. Okay, I have to do it for social media fast. And then I'm holding my breath. And then when I'm done, I'm like binging on it again. Instead, I like the idea of some part of every day as a fast or a Sabbath where I offer the Lord. What if it's like a 10th of that part of the day? Like it's 1 out of every 7 days is a Sabbath, right? So what if so many hours out of the day are my Sabbath offering to stop? He also said, I love this. This is what I mean by seeing the Sabbath differently. He said, Sabbath is a way of saying enough. I've had enough food. I've had enough social media. I have shopped enough on Amazon this week. Enough. It's a spiritual discipline where I can, instead of just telling myself to stop through willpower, I'm offering that as a Sabbath. So that first hour when I first wake up, instead of grabbing my phone, it's got a Sabbath spirit about it, and I start my day with him. I make sure the day is started with him. At the end of the day, instead of just watching TV, binge watching stuff, and being on my phone until the minute I jump in bed, there's some close down time, some Sabbath time at the end of the night where I say enough of all of that noise, enough of all that food. My body's had plenty. And I have a Sabbath moment at the end of the day where it may not have to be a huge practice where I'm like in my scriptures, but just stop. Just let my body rest. Let my mind rest from all the images that I'm seeing on my phone. Does that sound like a peaceful practice? I just thought I'd share it because I'm really actually excited to incorporate that into my life. Like I said in my burnout video, I've read 3 different books lately on slowing down, even in our church culture. And I'll link them all 3 below. But man, I think we're missing this. Like he said, through our immaturity and our dysfunction and our addiction, we just go all the time. We eat. And we phones. Sabbath. I think we need it now more than ever. Anyway, just a few thoughts. I'm at the library. I'm going to run in and I've got some health books I'm going to go check out and look at some new ideas and stuff. But I just thought I'd share that today in case you, like me, felt a need for a little bit of control. But instead of control and willpower, we call it Sabbath and we offer it to the Lord as a gift. I hope that helps. Have a great day.